Sorry, Oliver. Sorry. Thank you for the presentation, for sharing the lessons from Australia as well. This saved me lots of time. Very informative, because I'm from Australia anyway. Yeah. We actually own a compounding pharmacy in North Sydney, Cross Nest. So my business partner is actually a compounding pharmacist. So which your presentation is very valuable. Actually, I will share the information with him by the time I get back to Australia. All right. Okay. So I keep my presentation short enough for everyone to make sure you don't fall asleep before the roundtable and dinner. Okay, just a brief introduction of myself. My name is Jeffrey Tang. I'm the CEO and founder of Hemp Australia Perpetual Limited, and I'm coming from a background, Bachelor of Economics and Master of Professional Accounting and Finance from the University of New South Wales. Personally, I've been involved in the cannabis industry since 2013. So quite a long journey for me since 2013 back to 10 years ago. When I started out in 2013, actually many people, like everyone else in the general market, they thought the industry was a criminal industry. I did also because from my original country, my background is Chinese. In China, it's very, very conservative, as you can see. I was really frustrating and challenging, to have those people see past the stigma of marijuana. This is very, very big challenge for, the culture, Asian culture, Chinese culture, especially. But when I actually went to Australia for study 18 years ago, obviously there's much easier access for the internet. There's lots of people, even, people are smoking weed. And I have some of my high school friends smoking weed. I ask them, what do you feel about, smoking weed? They shared experience, they shared their knowledge. But I think I have overcome all this criticism of many people, including my family, my friends, my colleagues, especially my Chinese peers, to emerge as an active supporter of the cannabis industry. And personally, I believe the cannabis industry can save and change the planet. My goal for the past 10 years, actually, while also working as a startup venture capital investor, has been to raise awareness of this complex of fast-growing industry and to develop the healthy, high quality, and sustainable products to benefit the society with a particular focus on the Australasia relationship and also opportunities. Today, I think as one of a select few people in the cannabis industry with combined background, I'm talking about my Chinese background as well, because I see, in this room, not a lot Chinese background people here, but consider myself Australian now. I continue to bridge the relationships between Australia and the global hemp market, and also the wider international community to facilitate the hemp and cannabis education, innovation, and academic exchange, also the quality cannabis projects. So today, all right, sorry, I forgot. All right, today, I will just give a brief rundown of Hemp Australia's history and also a big background of the Australian cannabis industry, which I think Lisa this morning has given a very good presentation in terms of the regulatory environment in Australia. I'm not going to, waste your time again. And also what Hemp Australia's product line and also services. And I actually want to introduce one of our brand under Hemp Australia, which is called Canalize here, from different angle of the use of cannabis plant. So Hemp Australia is a vertical integrated hemp and cannabis company with a global supply chain, GMP processing, extraction, manufacturing, and distribution. We're based in Sydney, and Hemp Australia process hemp and cannabis from our network of the organic growth to the GMP standard for domestic sale and international export. And we do, all right. Hemp Australia has a very unique market access, like I said, because obviously with my Chinese background, I have lots of source associates and the global sourcing ability from global partners with a focus on the product innovation, diversification to meet the challenges of the competitive and rapidly expanding marketplace. Okay, we are also a premium platform bridging the hemp and cannabis-related business between Australia and Asia. I would say in particular China, but as you know, Chinese, in terms of the regulations, very, very conservative and very strict. So I very, very careful about what I say in the public space, especially I still want to go back to China to visit my friends, relatives one day. But after COVID, it's been more than 3 years. I haven't actually went back. I think because Chinese now, they opened up, hopefully I can go back soon. All right, this is just a bit of the milestone of Hemp Australia. So we actually established the first brand in 2013, the brand called Grow Candy. I think we are the first company and brand in Australia to introducing and focusing on the high quality LED grow lights for the Australian market. So this is actually when I step into the cannabis market by introducing the LED grow lights to lots of the indoor grower for the hydroponic indoor grow purpose. And actually back then I didn't know they're using the lights to grow what type of plant. But after that, I think I learned a lot from the growers, from the hydroponic shops, which has been there for more than 40 years. It's older than my age. So I think it's safe to do that as a wholesaler to provide equipment to all these growers, hydroponic shops, and hobby growers. And since then, we actually partner with the senior university, the Plant Breeding Institution, PBI, to further develop the grow light spectrum. So obviously, I learned a lot, from the domestic lighting to the commercial lighting, from the panel light to the T8 to the strip light, for the main light, for the CMH, for the HPAs, everything. So when I talk to people, they ask, "What do you do?" That time I say, "Oh, I'm a lighting expert." So they're actually very, very doubtful. Say, "Oh, because you're obviously from an economic background, but you know your light, the nanometer, the wavelengths, the Kelvin rating, everything." So they're confused. But when I talk about, it's for the indoor farming, for the grower purpose, they understand. But after that, I think Australians catching up, just follow US. All the time, we actually try to legalize cannabis and hemp at different stage. And obviously, like Lisa this morning told us, that's hilarious sometimes because different states have different law and very, very hard for us to follow. Even our governing body, TGA, they don't actually 100% sure what's going to happen and what kind of regulation we should follow. But since then, in 2015, we actually had the first hemp innovation health expo in Sydney. We literally attended every expo in Australia. Now, I think we held this kind of expo in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, I think in Canberra as well. Last one was in November, and the next one is coming up if everyone wants to go. Yes, correct. All right, because of, thank you. And we are very proud. Actually, when the senior university PBI published their research paper, they did mention they're using our lights in collaboration with Grow Candy. So this kind of our reference. And after that, we actually, because Grow Candy is too recreational, I would say, the name, because that time was actually named by one of my business partner, he's Aussie. So Grow Candy is obviously very, very funny name and very attractive name, but it's for, recreational hobby purpose that time. And after that, SoulSense was founded and created with the purpose of, focusing on how to position horticultural lighting. After that, there's Melbourne HHI Expo, and SoulSense actually we featured in the magazine, which is Maximum Yield. I think it's famous magazine globally for the hobby growers, for cannabis users. And in 2019, which right before COVID, we actually established the Hemping brand and registered IP for the pet and general use purpose product line. And in 2019, obviously, this is when the ACT, our government, where Parliament House is, they legalized the personal use cannabis in Canberra, but obviously that's only in Canberra in ACT. Um, I'm in New South Wales, so this doesn't apply to the state I live in. But last time was in Canberra, we had a HHI. Actually, everyone really joined the expo, and after that, people gather together, obviously celebrate, and you can smell everything. Okay, 2020, that's a big year for us. We actually established the brand Canergy and Hemping Original. So Canergy stands for Cannabis Energy. It's actually premium quality hemp vape product brand, including the sub-brand Puff Club and the Medigo. I'm not going to go deep on this, but feel free to check the website. And also the Hemping Original, which after the Hemping be registered, we think, the brand image and the characters we actually want to develop further. So make it more official and specifically focusing on the skincare and personal use product. 2021, we established HempX, which is a marketplace for hemp and cannabis-related products. We've actually utilized the WeChat mini program, which everyone knows, WeChat's very, very big user portfolio with billion users globally. And we actually use a mini program, which is inbuilt inside of the app, not going to be registered with Apple Store or Google Play. So in that way, actually, you can access the mini program without downloading it. And also we have the currency conversion. If the product is marked as Australian price, when you open up, say in Thailand, if you access the platform, the mini program, it can be converted into the local currency real time. So this is kind of platform we did, but actually because of COVID, it's been stopped and restarted again. But we are now doing lots of development and improvement for the platform. In 2022, last year, we actually proudly created another brand called Canalize, which is here. I'm going to give a bit more detail after the timeline. All right, I won't go deeper for the Australian environment or territory or legal framework or fundamentals for the Australian market because Lisa has covered this morning a lot. I won't waste your time again to hear the same story. Yeah, as a nation with big land, obviously Australia has the biggest organic land globally, so which make us ideal cultivation country, a nation, to cultivate cannabis. But every state, they have different licensing requirement. So we do need a cultivation license, extraction license, export license, everything. Or those TGO 93, or this medicinal cannabis license, which I think some of my Australian company they actually more professional in terms of the prescribing medicinal cannabis in Australia. Obviously, I mentioned Oliver's giving good examples for gel caps, which I think is more practical for the patients for their consumption of the daily use of the medicinal cannabis. Yeah, there's no doubt Australia is a growing market for the cannabis, but again, I think there's lots of things we have to conquer before, eventually we get into the OTC stage, which is the retail cannabis product. We still have a long way to go. Okay, Hemp Australia. We actually specialized in, the whole supply chain with a turnkey solution. So Hemp Australia view hemp as one of the most important aspects of the cannabis industry for Australia and Asia, which is the area I'm focusing on, which we are providing formulation development services and specialize in the supply chain development, helping cannabis to produce, market, and sell hemp and cannabis product. And also we white labeling service where client can manufacture products under their own brand, which allows the smaller purchase volume and the less upfront cost. There's fundamentals which I'm not going to go deep. Again, Lisa covered majority of them this morning. And I feed buffalo extraction people here. They send me email all the time for the CO2, for the extraction facilities. And also, I want to emphasize that, the field and the finished packaging and the packaging warehouse distribution, because obviously we actually not only doing the business in Australia, we also supply globally and sourcing globally to, to find a product and market suitable for different type of cannabis products. Some of them are medicinal, pharmaceutical, some of them are general use, food grade, superfood, supplement. So we do have CBD products like tinctures, capsules, gel caps, and some topicals, which I'm not going to go further. Yeah, we actually providing not only the products and brands, but also providing, we call go-to-market strategy, because as an entrepreneur in this industry for 10 years, I more focusing on the revenue, the growth, the turnover, the real economic benefit for the company, which make it very, very sustainable. Because without funding, without making revenue, it's not feasible to company to moving forward. Doesn't matter how good your idea is, but without revenue and profit, you cannot sustain. Simply that. All right. We do have different brands. As I said, we have hemp personal care, hemp health supplement, and also the vape product. So feel free to check our Instagram website, Kennedy, Hemping Original. Okay, today actually I want to introduce more of one of our brand proudly owned by Hemp Australia, which called Canalize. So the name Canalize stands for cannabis civilized, legalized, and socialized. I created this brand, with a purpose, because education perhaps the most important, but the most difficult thing, again, in advancing the cannabis industry. So as a strong supporter of cannabis and a hemp entrepreneur myself, I always been devoted to creating a cannabis product which can be widely used across our community without any regulatory issue. So this is the purpose. And we are actually creating a sustainable product line, taking all this material from cannabis from the mother nature with no harm to the environment and no harm to the human being. So we actually launched 3 sets. This is one of the set called family set. There's 13 pieces included. So once we have the round table, I can actually open up the package. Everyone can have a touch feel. And this is dishwasher safe and 100% plastic free. Also, it's anti-mold, never gets mold. And it's very important, it can go to dishwasher, which, I think after eating, after cooking, you don't want, those things messing around in your kitchen. We do have the kit set as well, which is kid friendly. And okay, it won't break. If you throw it away and you accidentally drop it, it won't break. When you bury it, I think the most efficient way to tell whether it contains plastic or not is to bury it. So we recommend our customer, through TikTok, through Instagram, if you don't 100% believe our product is plastic free, obviously we can show the third-party report. But again, you can actually try to bury it, try to cut it. So it's very, very durable, very, very tough. And the surface, actually, we didn't actually put any layer on top. The process when we're making it, it's like a high pressure, high heat. So once it's made, it actually has kind of layer like a porcelain, which is shiny, but not from the chemical and plastic. Obviously, the plastics pollution is now everywhere. I think a lot of developed country has now banned single-use plastic. That's why we actually went further, launched the Say No to Plastic campaign on the Canalize brand. So we launched our disposable disposable range of the product, which, for coffee shop, for takeaways, for airport, for everywhere. Especially Australia is surrounded by oceans, by waters. Lots of like councils, they force the retail shops, restaurants to ban single-use plastic. I think it's been everywhere. And the product is functional, also it's beautiful aesthetic, high quality, and also eco-friendly, also competitive in price, which I think is very important to make it disposable. And also customized design is also available with a certain requirement and criteria. All right. I think, as I always say to people, I believe the cannabis industry has a power to change the world, change the planet, improve and power our planet. This is an industry like no other, and I'm very, very glad I'm part of it. So this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.